Hi everybody. Sorry, technical difficulties. I don't know what I'm doing here. All right, so since nobody's live, I was just like, fuck it, I'll do it. Unless you want to watch some homos play video games. That's your bad. So here I am. Ugh, is it choppy? I hope I don't have to. I need a new laptop. All right, I might have to end it. Hold on. Is it still choppy? Hello, test. Hello. Oh man. Oh, I forgot you were on tonight. My bad. I hope you have a choppy stream. All right. Well, maybe I'll just end it if it's not doing what I need. Oh, it's better? All right. Well, let's learn about hysteria. The audio is good. Yeah, but is the video good? What about the video? Probably not good, huh? All right. Anyway, one second. Oh, fuck. Hold, please. Okay. Oh, don't even tell me this is a fucking disaster. Fuck me. Ugh. Hold on a second. I don't. I don't. Listen, I had this whole cool thing all planned out, but my computer sucks and I need a new one. Yeah, probably. He's a better streamer than me. God damn it. I'll never financially recover from this. Hey now. Hi, Flimsy. All right, I'm gonna go jump out the fucking window. Great. Fuck. I think it's my computer. I have really good Wi-Fi. It's my computer. Right, a test stream. I was gonna teach you guys some cool stuff today, but I guess I can't do that now or ever. I'll never show my face on YouTube ever again. Oh, I'm not stressing. It's fine. Whatever. Play in the chat. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want. Jumping out a window was so Scarlett Hampton. You need to be original. Yeah, I know. But wasn't she on the first floor? I'm on a second floor, so I might actually get damaged. Please do all the end towers in here. You did. All right, I'm gay. Go watch Tukey, an actual good broadcaster. It was. Yeah. I'll have to try it again sometime. It was really cool. I had a lot of cool stuff. Talking about orgasms as cures for hysteria. It's actually very interesting. They used to manually give women orgasms to cure hysteria back in the day. And it's, good stuff. AC gonna be trouble. Nah, it'll be fine. I guess I'll just talk to y'all for a minute. Shut up, bitch. Go clip something. Clip these nuts, why don't you? They actually did that. There was actually a thing. Well, see, if my computer wasn't an N word, I could have taught you something today. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's actually really interesting. But no, you'll never know. Try again to put up the video. I'll try. Hold on. All right, where'd it go? All right, it's working on my end. Let's see if it'll share. I'm feeling good about this. All right.
The year is 1883. Inside a polished London clinic, velvet curtains filter pale sunlight. The faint ticking of a clock mingles with the sound of heavy breathing. A woman lies still on a chaise lounge, corset loosened, eyes closed. Across from her stands a doctor, stiff collar, immaculate beard, rolling up his sleeves. On the tray beside him rests not a scalpel, but a jar of oil, towels, and a curious metal instrument. "This will help," he assures her softly, "to
Sure.
calm your nerves, to treat your hysteria." He says it with the calm authority of science. But what he's about to perform is something no medical textbook today would dare describe. Because in the Victorian era, female desire wasn't seen as natural, it was seen as illness.
That's fucking wild. That's wild. Could you imagine? She's got the vapors.
This is the story of how doctors once prescribed orgasms as medicine. How a
See, I
supposed
told you
disease
it was a
called
real thing.
hysteria led to one of the strangest intersections of sex, medicine, and invention in human history. From ancient Greece's notion of the wandering womb to the hushed offices of Victorian physicians, we'll trace how women's sexuality was first pathologized, then mechanized, and how, through this bizarre chapter of misunderstanding, an unlikely invention emerged, one that would quietly electrify the modern world: the vibrator. Let's
The vibrator was a medical, uh, what would you call it? Well, it was a medical procedure to make a woman come back in the day. The vapors. Ew. I hope so. Just kidding. No, Chad's gay. He proved that today. What kind of boy goes tanning? Anyway, let's get back to the orgasms.
journey back to the origins of this so-called female madness. Long before the Victorians, before corsets and calling cards, the seeds of hysteria were already buried deep in ancient medicine. It began in Greece, around 400 BCE, with Hippocrates, the father of medicine. He studied the human body as if it were a system of humors and balance, but when it came to women, his theory took a strange turn. He believed that the womb, or hystra in Greek, was not an anchored organ, but a living, restless creature.
Oh, what? Sometimes my womb is a living, restless creature. Know what I'm saying?
A being with moods, needs, and desires. If a woman went too long without marriage or childbirth, her womb, starved of its natural purpose, would grow impatient and begin to wander. According to the texts, it might drift upward through the
Where'd
torso,
it go? Like take an Uber? Wild.
pressing against the diaphragm, choking the woman and sending her into fits of anxiety or suffocation. If it strayed toward the liver, it could cause melancholy. Toward the heart, panic. Toward the brain, madness. To Hippocrates, this explained every unexplained symptom: fainting, nervousness, even wild emotions. It wasn't a troubled mind or society's pressures. It was a wandering womb, throwing the entire body into chaos. The cures were equally strange. Doctors recommended perfumed oils or fragrant herbs placed near the woman's genitals to lure
Oh boy. Yeah, this shit's wild, man. Sorry, I have to go back and forth when I pause it to I can't look at the I can't pause it and then look at the chats at the same time. Send fine. Oh, no, he won't come on. He's busy doing clips. He's a clipper now. I know. Don't even watch this, Roshi. This stinks. Hey yo. This isn't Lure of Womb magazine, pal. Yeah, why would where did a wandering uterus, like, they think it wasn't attached to anything. Ugh, I don't know, wild. Anyway, all right, I got to play the video now. Go.
The womb back to its rightful place, as if coaxing a lost pet home. At the same time, they might burn foul-smelling substances near her mouth or nose, hoping to drive the creature downward. Marriage and sex were also prescribed. If a woman was married, she was considered treated. If she remained single or celibate, she was viewed as biologically defective, her uterus restless, her sanity fragile. This bizarre logic survived for centuries. Roman physicians repeated it. Medieval scholars copied it into their Latin manuscripts. Even the church adopted elements of it, blending medicine with morality. A woman's virtue and her health became entangled. Chastity was praised, yet sexual repression was diagnosed as disease. By the Renaissance, hysteria had evolved into a spiritual and physical mystery. Exorcisms replaced herbs, prayers replaced potions, but the underlying belief remained that a woman's body was a problem to be solved. And that problem, it seemed, always began in her womb. It's tempting to laugh
I feel like a lot of women's problems come from their womb, right?
at the absurdity of the wandering womb, but its shadow lingers.
Tie that thing
It
down.
established a pattern, the idea that women's emotions, sexuality, and disobedience could be medicalized, explained away as symptoms of a faulty body. Centuries later, in the polished clinics of the Victorian age, this ancient myth would be reborn, dressed not in the robes of Greek philosophers, but in the crisp white coats of modern medicine. By the 19th century, science had advanced by leaps and bounds: electricity, steam power, microscopes. Yet when it came to women's health, the ghosts of ancient Greece still haunted the doctor's office. The name hysteria remained, inherited directly from hystera, the womb.
Dr. Hysteria.
But now it wore a lab coat. Victorian doctors believed they were witnessing a medical epidemic. Female hysteria was said to afflict nearly 1 in 4 women, especially the well-to-do.
I just want to say, whoever made this, like, why did they make it yellow
The symptoms,
text? You
almost
can barely
everything:
see it right here.
anxiety,
You fucking suck.
fatigue, insomnia, irritability, fainting, headaches,
Check.
loss of appetite,
Check.
excessive appetite, tears,
Check.
laughter, daydreaming, or even reading too much.
I have
One 19th century manual described it as a tendency to cause trouble. If a woman was passionate, outspoken, or dissatisfied with her domestic life, she could be diagnosed as hysterical.
That's
If
me.
she was quiet, withdrawn, or depressed, that too could be hysteria. The diagnosis fit whatever the physician and society wanted it to.
Well, what about men? What if men didn't fit into society? What'd they do for them? Jerk them off? Well, that's not right.
Behind the medical terminology was something darker: control. Victorian society demanded women to be calm, obedient, and pure. Yet, industrialization, urban life, and education were giving them new freedoms and frustrations. Instead of seeing those feelings as valid, doctors labeled them as illness. A woman's anger became a nervous disorder, her desire for independence a symptom, her sexuality dangerous. Hospitals and clinics turned these emotions into charts and treatments. A patient might be prescribed rest cures, isolation, or forced feeding. In more progressive practices, she might be sent to a physician for what was called pelvic massage, a treatment meant to release
You know what that means.
the built-up, hysterical energy. The irony was bitter. A society that refused to acknowledge female pleasure had invented a disease to punish it, and a cure that secretly depended on it. Medical journals of the time described the condition in mechanical terms: congestion
All right, this yellow text is really pissing me off.
of the pelvic organs, uterine irritation, nervous tension. But what they were describing was simply sexual frustration, natural, human desire that had no place in polite society. And so, doctors became the gatekeepers of pleasure they refused to name. The hysterical woman was not a patient of disease. She was a victim of a culture terrified of its own reflection, of emotion, freedom, and especially female sexuality. By the late 1800s, the hysteria diagnosis had reached absurd levels. Women fainting in church, widows unable to sleep, wives bored in their marriages. All became subjects of medical attention, and physicians, with earnest faces and steady hands, prepared themselves for what they believed was an exhausting but noble duty. That duty would soon have a name, the manual cure.
Could you imagine sitting there, like, spread eagle on the desk or whatever, their table, just having a doctor just flicking your bean? Wild. I got a fever. What a bunch of perverts. I mean, I hope they at least made eye contact or something. No, I didn't hear about this. You didn't hear about the doctor that jerked men off to cure hysteria? No. Was his name Dr. Final Boss? Because you're gay, get it? Got his ass.
In the quiet privacy of the Victorian consulting room, the treatment for hysteria was anything but subtle. The patient, usually middle or upper class, would arrive pale, anxious, and nervously unwell. The doctor, after a brief and serious examination, would recommend a pelvic massage. This was no euphemism. The physician would apply manual stimulation to the patient's genitals until she reached what was clinically termed a hysterical paroxysm. To the modern ear, that sounds like an orgasm because that's exactly what it was.
Oh my god. Wait, what did they call it? A what? Wait.
Until she reached what was clinically termed a hysterical paroxysm.
A hysterical
To
paroxysm.
the modern
Damn.
ear, that sounds like an orgasm because that's exactly what it was. But in the 19th century,
Could you imagine going to the doctor to nut?
this was not recognized as sexual.
That's so
It was
weird.
medical. Doctors described the process in the driest possible language, relieving the congestion of the uterus, reducing nervous tension, bringing the patient to crisis. The term orgasm was rarely, if ever, used. It was seen as a mechanical release of pressure, like opening a valve. Physicians truly believed they were restoring the body's balance, not indulging its desires. In fact, many complained about how tedious and time-consuming the work was.
Hurry up and come, bitch. I got another patient.
The English physician Nathaniel Highmore once lamented that the treatment demanded the greatest patience and manual dexterity, while others warned of the fatigue it caused in the hand and wrist. It was
that
quite
happens.
literally hard labor.
Listen, sometimes that happens, okay?
Patients, meanwhile, were said to leave the office transformed.
I bet they were.
Cheeks flushed, mood improved, anxiety gone. Medical records of the time note that women would return every few weeks, sometimes
Every few weeks? Shit, I'd be in there every day. Oh boy. Dr. Squirt. Oh. Oh, hello.
even more frequently when their symptoms recurred. One physician wrote that some patients
Wait, every few weeks? That isn't so. I mean,
required maintenance therapy. Another, less restrained, called it a permanent dependence. Still, the doctors persisted, seeing this repetitive ritual as noble medical work. Victorian decorum demanded they treat it with clinical detachment,
They're healers.
even as the results spoke
Those
for
healing
themselves.
hands.
But as the number of hysterical patients grew, so did the frustration of the practitioners. Treating hysteria manually could take up to an hour.
Hold up. An hour? Shit.
Or longer. Some physicians treated multiple women a day, leaving them physically exhausted. One even joked in a letter that he might hire an assistant simply to spare his own wrists. It was an open secret in the medical community that the process was inefficient. And inefficiency in the age of industrial progress was intolerable. So they looked for help not from other doctors but from machines.
The doctor goes home, his hand's in ice. His wife was like, "Hi, honey, how was your day?" He's like, "Oh, my hand is killing me."
In the late 19th century, medicine and technology were intertwining rapidly. Electricity was no longer a curiosity, it was a revolution. If steam could power locomotives and electricity could illuminate cities, why not use it to relieve a physician's fatigue? The stage was set for a new chapter in the history of hysteria, one that would trade human hands for humming machines. It would start modestly with water, pressure, and a few inventive minds. But soon, it would evolve into one of the first electrified household appliances in history. A cure that began in the clinic would soon hum quietly in the privacy of the home. And with that, hysteria, the so-called...
I think I have this one. Yeah, these hands are all I know. Oh man, this is wild. Oh, so the doctor's hands wouldn't hurt anymore. I mean, they said like up to an hour. Who even takes that long? Yeah, they're like, "Girl, you got to go to this doctor." Yeah, see, final boss, I've taught you something new today.
female disease, was about to give birth to one of the strangest inventions of the modern world. By the late 1800s, doctors were tired, quite literally, of treating hysteria by hand. They needed help. And as luck or irony would have it, technology was advancing faster than ever before. The Industrial Revolution had electrified not just factories and railways, but imagination itself. The medical field was desperate to join the current. Before electricity, there was hydropathy, the use of water to treat illness. In fashionable European spas, women were prescribed hydrotherapy sessions to ease pelvic congestion. This involved directing pressurized jets of water toward the genitals, an experience that,
Yeah.
according to reports, produced therapeutic convulsions. Doctors described it as invigorating, effective, and, most importantly, efficient. Machines replaced hands. Patients were satisfied. The hydrotherapy cure became wildly popular, and the physicians supervising them finally got some rest. But these water-based contraptions were large, expensive, and confined to spas or hospitals. Medicine, as always, sought portability and profit. Enter the age of mechanical innovation. In the 1880s, a British physician named Dr. Joseph Mortimer Granville invented a new kind of medical tool, the percussor. It was a steam-powered device designed to deliver rhythmic...
Steam powered? Well, I guess they didn't have batteries back then. Damn. Shower. Yeah, I mean, I feel like women still do that now. You know? It isn't. It is not. Mm, no, isn't that like a rash from like vancomycin? I don't know. Hysteria when you're near makes a lot more sense now. Yeah. Mr. Kill Everything would have been a great lady doctor. Yeah, he would have made him squirt everywhere. Tarps down, you know? Squirt master, that guy.
Vibrations to muscles, easing soreness and tension. Granville's percussor was meant for treating neuralgia and muscle fatigue, not hysteria. In fact, he explicitly warned his colleagues not to misuse his invention for the treatment of the weaker sex. He feared, prophetically, that it could become what he called a vibrating vice. But his warning went unheeded.
Listen, a vibrating vice. Sometimes you have to use one of those, you know?
Soon, medical companies began producing modified versions of his design.
Shut up. That's a vibrator? What does that say? E-percussor? Granville? Something e-percussor. I can't read it. Improved model. Originally bulky. Get tassers and original percussor with hand fatinacer. I don't know what that says. Free of fouts. What language is this? The slick. I can't read that. Has all the baguette. What is this English?
Smaller, faster, and easier to use. By the 1890s, the first electromechanical vibrators appeared in clinics across Europe and America.
Okay,
These
but where do you listen? Where do you put the? I'm sure that is the part.
Serious metal instrument.
Oh no!
This will.
Oh no! What happened? I lost my spot. Oh, here it is. So that's the part. What is this? A fucking hand crank? What is this?
Clinics across Europe and America. These sleek machines transformed the practice of treating. The new medical vibrators were marketed as professional tools, advertised in serious medical journals with illustrations of elegant women reclining in treatment chairs while a physician operated a humming device beside them. They promised efficiency,
and they said it was steam powered. That motherfucker was probably loud.
Cleanliness and results. Relief in minutes, one ad claimed. For the overworked doctor, it was a miracle. But technology has a way of escaping its creators. Within a few years, these devices were adapted for personal use. Home versions were introduced, sleek, handheld, and discreet. By 1900, the vibrator had achieved a historic milestone. It became the fifth household appliance to be electrified, after the sewing machine, fan, kettle, and toaster, decades before the vacuum cleaner or the iron.
Hell yeah. They're doing it. Let me look through these chats. Sorry, I can't bring them up all the things playing because that's what I'm wondering. Like, how does what part goes where? I mean, I think I know, but no. He always shows up. He's always around. Always. That's what I'm saying. Before the vacuum and the iron, we had vibrators. I know. Go watch Tukey, please. Don't watch this crap. This is terrible. Back to the video.
The medical justification remained: improves circulation, relieves nervous fatigue, promotes youthful vigor, but the subtext was clear. In parlors and bedrooms across the Western world, the medical vibrator quietly crossed the line between medicine and pleasure.
I wonder if they had to write prescriptions, like on a notepad, like one medical vibrator, use twice a day.
What began as a clinical cure for hysteria had evolved into one of the first consumer technologies aimed at women's bodies, a product born out of scientific ignorance, repurposed by human desire. It was the perfect Victorian paradox. The age that denied female sexuality had accidentally invented one of the first machines designed to serve it. But as the 20th century approached, a new science was rising. One that didn't treat emotion as disease or desire as disorder. And with it, hysteria's reign was about to end. By the dawn of the 20th century, the world was changing. Electricity hummed through cities, automobiles rolled across cobblestone streets, and medicine itself was entering a new psychological age.
I wonder if they had like the first vibrator was like the Model T, and then it went up to like, like cars.
The old idea of female hysteria, once seen as a physical ailment, began to crumble under a new understanding of the human mind. Enter Sigmund Freud, the ambitious Viennese neurologist who began asking unsettling
This
questions
guy's a hack.
about the true nature of hysteria. Freud proposed that the cause wasn't in the uterus, but in the unconscious.
See, he ruined it for everybody. Fuck you.
The symptoms, he argued, were emotional conflicts, desires and traumas buried deep within the psyche. This was revolutionary. Suddenly, hysteria was no longer the fault of a wandering womb or pelvic congestion, but a reflection of the mind itself. The medical gaze shifted from the body to the brain. Freud's ideas spread rapidly, especially among Europe's intellectual elite. By the 1920s, the once respectable manual cure was fading into obscurity. It began to look absurd, even perverse, in the new light of psychology. Doctors quietly stopped advertising it. Textbooks dropped references to pelvic massage, and medical suppliers began to remove their once popular vibrating devices from professional catalogs.
I could have got my vibrators paid for by insurance. Thanks a lot, Freud.
But the machines didn't disappear. They simply changed context. As hysteria's credibility declined, manufacturers realized something remarkable. They didn't need doctors anymore. They had a ready market, women themselves. So the vibrator was reborn. Around the early 1900s, sleek, handheld versions began appearing in women's magazines and department.
Wait, hold up. Sears and Roebuck. Home massage. Wait a minute. Looks like a hairdryer. What is this? Like a pedal? Like a sewing machine pedal? I can't even read this. It's all blurry. What the fuck? Where does that part go? Man.
Department store catalogs like Sears, Roebuck, and Company. Ads promised youthful vitality, radiant skin, and relief from fatigue. Some even marketed them as home massagers for the face and neck, though the knowing smiles of the illustrators hinted otherwise. The language was coded but effective. In an age when open discussions about female pleasure were taboo, these advertisements offered plausible deniability. Women could buy them as beauty tools or relaxation aids, while society looked the other way. By the 1920s, the vibrator had quietly become a symbol of modern living, an electrical marvel alongside the telephone and typewriter.
Modern living. I haven't even watched this, you guys. I apologize. Imagine coming back when you go to med school so you can tongue punch some fart box and you graduate and they're like, no, we take pills now. All that training. Yeah, they should have sold them as like, I have to sew a dress and then pedal my vibrator. It's a real catch-all.
It represented progress, cleanliness, and even independence. Yet, as cinema and media grew more daring, the secret could no longer hide in plain sight. Once Hollywood began to sexualize the image of the vibrator, its respectable facade collapsed. The products vanished from mainstream advertising by the 1930s, retreating into the shadows where they had, ironically, always belonged. The age of hysteria was over, but its strange legacy, how medicine once denied women agency while inadvertently giving them power, was just beginning to be understood. So ends one of the strangest stories in the history of medicine. How a myth about a wandering womb evolved into a full-blown medical industry, and how a cure meant to suppress female sexuality ended up empowering it. The vibrator wasn't just an invention, it was an accident of history. Born from ignorance, refined by technology, and sustained by desire. What began as a doctor's tiresome duty became one of the first machines in human history designed, intentionally or not, to give women pleasure and autonomy over their own bodies. But this story isn't just about the past. It's a reminder of how science can mirror the biases of its age. For centuries, medicine pathologized women's emotions, desires, and independence, dressing control as compassion and repression as treatment. The Victorian cure for hysteria was never about healing. It was about obedience. And yet, through that misguided pursuit, something extraordinary emerged. A technology that transcended its original purpose. A tool that, for the first time, gave women the power of self-discovery, outside the gaze of the doctor, the husband, or the priest. So what was it really? A noble but misinformed medical effort? Or one of history's most blatant examples of patriarchal control disguised as science? Maybe it was both, because history, like the human body, has its own strange reflexes, unintended reactions that reveal the truth beneath the surface. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history's hidden corners, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh my. I'm kind of disturbed he said priest. Ew. Father, please stop touching my wife. For real. When I went to Catholic school, and the guy, his name was like Father Michael, I want to say, and he was the biggest creep. He creeped me out so fucking bad. Like, he was touching little boys, I think, but ugh. Yeah, exactly. Making white solo. Wandering womb. Man, history's wild. All right, well, Tuki's on. Go watch that shit, and don't watch this ever again. I was on 45 minutes. That's not bad. I promise next time I'll be better at this, okay? Yeah, probably. Why do they only touch little boys? I don't even want to discuss this. YouTube's terms of service. All right, see you later. I hope you learned something. Bye.